So the next stage is to join all of your circles together into 5 strips to go across the blanket. There'll be 18 circles per strip. To join them together, we're going to use continuous join as you go, which is brilliant because you've only got 2 ends to have to stitch in when you finished, one at the beginning and the one at the end. So grab your first circle and then tie your yarn into any of the chain 2 spaces. Tie it off and pull through a loop. Chain 3, that counts as 1 treble, and then make a second treble into the same space. This counts as half of your first corner. In the next space, I'm going to start making these into a square. So in the next space you need to work 2 half trebles, and then the same again into the next chain 2 space, 2 half trebles. In this next chain 2 space you're going to make a corner, so you need to work 2 trebles, chain 2, 2 trebles. So that's your first side and your first full corner. Across the top you need to work your 2 half trebles into 2 spaces, and then in the next space is another corner, but this time you're only going to work half of a corner. So work 2 trebles and then chain 1 instead of 2. What you're going to do now is start to join on your next circle. So what you need to do is to make a treble into any of the chain 2 spaces on your next circle. And then work a second treble into the same space. So you've now got half a corner made in your new circle. What you need to do now is to slip stitch to your first circle. So slip stitch into the space between the first 2 double crochet and the 2 trebles you just made. Make sure your slip stitches are quite tight so it doesn't go all loopy. And now you need to work your first 2 half trebles into your new circle, and then slip stitch into the next space on the last one, 2 half trebles, and slip stitch, and then you're back at the next corner, so make your 2 trebles and then slip stitch into the corner chain 2 space of your first part square you've made, and chain 1. Now work your second 2 trebles of the corner on your new circle. So you can see you've now joined the 2 together. Work 2 half trebles into the next space on your new circle, and same again in the next space, and now work a full corner in the next space. So 2 trebles, chain 2, 2 trebles. Oops, got a little knot. And in the next space, 2 half trebles, two half trebles in the next space, and then half corner, so 2 trebles, chain 1, and then you're ready to join on your next circle. So yarn over, insert it into the space, finish your treble, second treble into the same space, slip stitch into your last, oops, I did that a bit awkwardly, 2 half trebles, slip stitch, 2 half trebles, slip stitch, 2 trebles, slip stitch, chain 1, 2 trebles, there we go. So continue joining all your circles on until you get to the very end of the row, and then I'll show you what you need to do next. So once you've joined up all of your circles, you'll end up with a little bit of a rainbow effect, but don't worry, because once you work this edge here, that'll straighten it all up for you. So what we need to do first of all is to go to the end and finish that end off. This corner, you can make a complete corner this time because you're not joining on any more squares. So 2 treble, chain 2, 2 treble, and then work along the next side of the square as you did the others with 2 half trebles, 2 half trebles, and then you'll be at the next corner, which is one of the half corners that you made earlier. So you just need to finish that corner off with 2 trebles, and then chain 1. And what you're going to do now is you're going to do a double crochet between this half corner and this half corner, so into that little hole there in between the two. So double crochet into there, and then chain 1, and now work your other 2 trebles into this corner to finish this corner. So you can see there now 2 squares completely joined together. It does kind of squidge in a bit here, but that will flatten out once you do more rounds around the whole border. So show you again, 2 half trebles, 2 half trebles, we're at the next corner again, so 2 trebles to finish that corner, chain 1, double crochet into the little hole between the 2 half corners, chain 1, 2 treble, show you once more, 2 half trebles, 2 half trebles, 2 trebles, chain 1, double crochet into the little hole chain 1, two trebles, so you can see that's flattened that out nicely now. So just carry on until you get right along, do the whole row till you get to the very end. When you finish that bottom row, you'll see that your piece comes out really nice and flat and straight, and you've lost that rainbow. So all you need to do now is to complete the ends. So in this corner you can work a full normal corner, 2 treble, chain 2, 2 treble, and then finish the end in the same way as you did the rest of it, with 2 half trebles, 2 half trebles, and then you just need to finish off that corner where you started. Let's get that out of the way. 2 trebles into that corner. Now to close off the round, you can do your normal chain 2 slip stitch into the top of your starting chain 3, but I prefer to do a half treble instead of the chain 2, so just half treble into the top of your starting chain 3. I find what that does is it gives a really neat corner, and it puts the yarn right smack in the centre of the corner rather than over here somewhere. So it's really good for starting the next round, which is, so chain 3 is 1 treble and 1 more treble into the corner. And then what you're going to do is work 1 treble into each stitch across the top of the squares and 2 into each of the corner spaces. So there'll be 7 across, 2, 2, 7, 2, 2, etc. So miss that really first one that hides in the corner. You just want to go into the 7 main stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 2 into the corner space, and then 2 into the next corner space, and then 1 into each stitch across. So carry on doing that all the way along. When you get to your corner, just do your normal corners, 2 treble, chain 2, 2 trebles, 7 trebles across, 2 treble, chain 2, 2 trebles, and then work this side the same as the other one, and then obviously when you get back to the beginning again, 2 treble, chain 2, 2 treble, 1 into each stitch, and then finish off your corner as you did before, 2 trebles, and either 2 chain and slip stitch or the half treble like I do, and then that will be that round completed.